Hi folks, Alicia from Supercharged offers. Oh my goodness, do we have a story to tell you today. I am here with our Nicolletti, who a lot of you, especially our customers, probably know because I've introduced many of you to him. Al and I are going to give you our story as to how we met and how come we're both here together at the Heroes Conference. So Al, do you remember the day when I made that phone call to you?
I do. So I remember I was at the first firm in Jacksonville when I first moved up there. I was probably about a year in, and at that time I was really going hard after probates and meeting some title companies up in Jacksonville. And I remember there was one deal, there was a land deal, and the title company said it needed probate. I said, great. I said, what's going on? They gave me the whole story. And I remember when I looked at it, it was a bit complicated. There was some little knots. And I remember at that time, there was somebody on the email chain named Alicia Jarrett, and I was like, that must be the investor. So I remember we connected through email. We eventually said, hey, we got to chat. We got to get on the phone. And then that's when she was like, well, by the way, I'm in Australia. And then I'm like, well, I'm in Jacksonville. Like, well, we'll find a way to make that phone call work. And I remember where I was. It was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And I remember that time worked for you because then it was like 9 or 10 in the morning in Australia. So we got to connect. We had our first probate deal that we worked on probably about 3 or 4 months later, because when you get these probate deals,
sometimes they don't work out, folks.
They don't work out.
Sometimes they don't.
And we talk it through. We communicate about why, what's going on. And knowing Alicia, she's going through every single thing, wanted to make sure, are you sure we can't do this? Are you sure? And I remember when we got that first one, we crushed it, we killed it, we knocked it out of the park. And ever since then, she's like, Al, when we find those probates, we're coming for you. And what happened? A year later, there was another one. And then she's finding deals all over the Panhandle, and she found one in the Panhandle. We're working on it.
I know. And further to that, so yes, we work on probates together, but here's what I also love. I was one of the first people on your podcast way back when you first started filming.
Yes.
And I remember that so clearly because I think we were both a little bit nervous about what do we say? And we could not stop talking.
Correct.
And since then, Al's gone to great lengths to improve his profile and his podcasting, as have I. And now we're together at this conference because we're both super passionate about helping other real estate investors succeed. And I know that I've referred a lot of people your way, and I've watched you grow. So tell me, what do you think the secret to real estate investing is when it comes to people approaching their strategy? Because I know you're really strategic.
One definite tip is that you want to stick with that strategy, or whatever niche you pick or strategy, stick with it. So if you're trying to do marketing and you want to try to reach sellers, maybe you're doing direct mail, stick with direct mail because then you can have trial and error with it. Maybe the first batch you send out, they're not going to respond. Maybe the second they won't. But maybe the way you tweak the letter, the way you did the postage or the stamps, it's going to have a different response.
Yeah.
And then you may get somebody. So when you start sticking with that one subject or one matter, you're going to start seeing results because you're going to have a desire to tweak it.
And don't stop, people. Keep on going. I think this, I'm going to talk a little bit this afternoon about consistency and when people don't get momentum because they give up way too early. But you've just got to keep going, right? And stick with that strategy and keep it going, which is exactly what you do.
You got it. Yeah,
exactly.
That's what it's all about.
Any final advice you want to give to any real estate investors watching this on how to navigate probate?
I think one of the most important things is build your team. If you're going to get into probate or even another niche, you have to build out the team. Get your title company, get the probate attorney, get your real estate agent if they're going to list that. Maybe you have your wholesaler or you're the wholesaler, but you want to make sure you have your whole team. Make sure you know your market that you're in. Sometimes a lot of people are like, what's a hot market? What's a cold market? There's markets everywhere.
If I had $1 for every time someone asked me that.
The market opportunities are there. It's just you have to build the team around you and build out a checklist in case you come across probates that works for you, right? So when you find these deals, you got to find certain documents as you go. That's going to make it more efficient for you, make it more efficient for the team. And then when you're talking to your end buyers later and your end buyers are like, can we do this? You're going to say, this is a possibility because we have these items.
Yeah. Excellent advice. So for folks watching, any probate that you need, give Al a call. He's your man. Anything you need real estate marketing wise, you know who to call. Supercharged offers. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Al.
Thank you, Alicia. I appreciate it.